Last time we told you guys how to tell when it's time to change out your worn out shocks, and today we'll be talking about all the things you should be inspecting and potentially replacing while you're doing those shocks. So let's get to it. Basically, if it spins, turns, the joint is rubber, it's soft, it flexes or locates the suspension, you probably should be putting eyes on it. And well, brother, if you have 100,000 miles or more, if it's coming off during the shock change, you should be replacing it. One of those things that not only houses bushings, ball joints, moves and wears out is your control arms. And those absolutely should be getting looked at when you are doing your shock install. Basically, those bushings and the rubber coating those ball joints isn't going to be a forever thing. And if you're already getting it out, well, you might as well change them while they're down there. Now, the bushings and ball joints on this arm were about it there in their life, but still good. So we replaced them anyway. But the reason why you want to be doing a complete arm rather than just messing with these bushings and that ball joint is it can really be a nightmare to get these out. And on a lot of stamped steel applications, by the time you do, well, you've wallered out the holes. So it's better to get the whole assembly with all of those parts already pressed in, not only to save you money on labor, but also save you the headache on screwing things up. On many applications, just to get the struts or shocks out, you are taking out your tie rod up front, and that's something that can definitely get worn out and beat up. You can see that this boot is about done. There's no real resistance here or here. There's a lot of play, so these are definitely due for the change. And well, even if they're in good shape, it's always nice to have a spare set of tie rods anyway. So do it while you got the time. On vehicles with constant velocity axle shafts like these, especially with over 100,000 miles, you really want to be looking at these boots. Now, if you see a leak like you see here, unless you can guarantee exactly the moment when it happened, it's probably safer just to get a whole new shaft. If your boots are still looking good and you're already down there, you might as well just change the boots out because it's cheap, and repacking these with grease will definitely extend their life for a lot longer. On high mileage vehicles, especially ones that have seen a lot of off-road abuse, your hubs and wheel bearings can go. Most modern vehicles are now using bolt-on wheel bearings, so it's not really a nightmare to change them out. In this case, it was just 4 bolts and taking off the brakes, and well, that was super easy to do and super easy to change these out. Now, these hubs are still good, but they probably didn't have a whole lot of miles left in them. And, well, this car is going to get beaten hard. So who do we choose for these OEM type replacement parts? Well, it's got to be Mevotech. Has been a real solid option for us. Not only is the quality there and we don't have a lot of issues with them sending the wrong or defective parts like we have with a lot of other brands, they build things in the Supreme line to the same or slightly higher quality than the OEM, and the TTX line is actually heavier duty without requiring a lot more maintenance and basically lasting longer. In most cases, these options are cheaper, or at least the same price as OEM, so you're getting a little bit of improvement for not any more money. So definitely the way to go.